Humanity might not be sprouting claws tomorrow, but a bizarre biological gravitational pull seems to be dragging much of the animal kingdom toward a single specific form, the crab. While this transition may not happen within our lifetime, the reality of this strange occurrence is one of the most fascinating mysteries in modern biology. Across the planet, numerous species that share no direct ancestry with crabs are gradually transforming into them. If you look at the diversity of life on the seafloor, you will find creatures that appear to be crabs, but are actually evolutionary imposters. These organisms have independently developed the same body plan over millions of years, a process so pervasive that scientists have given it a dedicated name, carcinization. Coined by the British zoologist L.A. Borradaile in 1916, carcinization literally translates to crab-like evolution. It describes the uncanny tendency of nature to settle on the crab-like chassis as the ideal blueprint for survival. This might sound like a biological joke or an internet meme, but the data is undeniable. This transformation has occurred multiple times in completely separate lineages, across different geological eras, and in isolated corners of the world's oceans. It suggests that, in the grand theater of the deep sea, the crab is the ultimate performance model. But why would nature keep hitting the repeat button on this specific design? The answer lies in the concept of convergent evolution. This happens when unrelated organisms face similar environmental pressures and independently arrive at the same solution. For example, both the giant squid and the colossal squid became massive to dominate the abyss despite being distinct species. In the same vein, the crab shape is simply peak performance for life on the seabed. To understand its success, we must examine the biomechanics of a crab-like frame. The architecture typically features a broad horizontal symmetry that anchors the creature's mass near the substrate. By keeping their center of gravity extremely low, these animals achieve unparalleled stability against heavy currents and predatory lunges. This flattened anatomy serves as a tactical masterclass, allowing them to wedge themselves under narrow rock crevices and hide in spaces where more cylindrical predators cannot reach. Furthermore, their exoskeleton isn't just passive protection. It functions as a compact all-terrain tank. A circular or oval shield is much harder for a predator to gain leverage on compared to the elongated, segmented bodies of creatures like shrimp or lobsters. Movement is another key advantage. Crabs possess short, robust limbs that offer exquisite torque and control. Their famous sideways gait isn't a defect. It's a feature that allows them to retreat into safety while keeping their primary weapons, their claws, facing the threat. This leads to an obvious question. If this shape is so superior, why don't we see lobsterization instead? Lobsters are certainly successful, having survived for millions of years, yet we don't see other species trying to mimic their long-tailed design. The reason is that the lobster body plan is an evolutionary dead end in terms of flexibility. Their long, heavy abdomens and specialized tail muscles are mechanically expensive to maintain and difficult to modify. You cannot simply flatten a lobster without catastrophically disrupting its internal organs and movement. Crabs, however, represent a highly tweakable blueprint. Their compact form can be widened, thickened, or armored up with minimal genetic effort. Once an organism reaches this stabilized state, there is very little evolutionary incentive to change back. The history of this process is deep. The earliest true crabs, belonging to the infraorder Brachyura, emerged roughly 200 million years ago, long before the first dinosaurs roamed the earth. However, they were soon joined by the Anomura group, a lineage that includes hermit crabs and squat lobsters. Despite coming from a completely different branch of the crustacean family tree, these anomurans began mimicking the brachioron shape so perfectly that only modern genetic testing can distinguish them. The most famous crab clones are undoubtedly king crabs. Despite their massive size and crab-like ferocity, king crabs are actually giant hermit crabs that abandoned the living in a snail shell strategy millions of years ago. They traded the shell for a hardened, autonomous exoskeleton and flattened their bodies to fit the apex predator niche. Similarly, porcelain crabs may look identical to their true crab neighbors, but they are actually more closely related to squat lobsters. Their delicate shells break easily, hence the name, revealing a biological structure that is fundamentally different from the official crab. This naming confusion stems from early taxonomy. Before the era of DNA sequencing, naturalists categorized animals based purely on their physical appearance. Anything that was flat, wide, and walked sideways was labeled a crab. Today we understand that these are often completely different animals that have simply converged on the same successful strategy. Does this mean the entire universe is destined to become a crab? Not exactly. While carcinization has produced many early attempts, fossilized creatures that tried and failed to perfect the shape, most were wiped out during mass extinction events, like the asteroid that ended the Cretaceous period. Every time the environment stabilized, evolution started building crabs all over again. It seems built into the laws of physics that for a crustacean living on the sea floor, the crab shape is the final, most efficient answer. We see variations of this flatization in other phyla as well. Stingrays, though not crustaceans, have adopted a horizontal, flattened body to glide through the water and remain invisible against the sand. Dolphins and sharks, despite being mammals and fish respectively, share a torpedo-shaped design because it is the only way to achieve high speeds in a dense liquid medium. Even in the sky, birds, bats and pterosaurs all independently arrived at the same wing configurations because the physics of flight are non-negotiable. The environment only provides a limited number of winning blueprints. For crustaceans, that blueprint is the crab. Fortunately for us, mammals are built on a completely different framework. Our skeletal and muscular systems are optimized for terrestrial environments and high-energy metabolic rates. A lion or a human doesn't have the starting components to crabify without losing the very traits that make us functional. Ultimately, carcinization is a testament to the fact that evolution isn't just a series of random accidents. It is a process of optimization. It shows that as diverse as life on Earth is, there are certain shapes and strategies that are so effective, they are destined to reappear across time and space. Nature might not be able to come up with new ideas constantly, but it knows a good one when it sees it. So while you are safe from growing a shell, the ocean will likely continue its long, slow march toward a future filled with even more crabs.